Stop scrolling. Stop thinking this is just another video. Because what you are about to witness is not information. It is an event. The universe has been waiting for this moment. Quantum physics says, your observation shapes reality. And right now, your consciousness is collapsing possibilities into existence. What you are about to learn will break the rules you thought governed life. Time, space, matter, even your own identity. They are not what you believe. Everything you know about reality is about to shift. This is the moment where potential becomes actual, where small shifts create massive change, and where awareness upgrades you into a new timeline. If you watch carefully, you will not leave the same person you were when this began. The quantum event has started, and it is waiting for you. You were taught that reality is solid, predictable, fixed. But quantum physics exposed the lie. Particles appear and disappear, time bends, outcomes exist before decisions are made. The loop you are trapped in is inside fate. It says unconscious observation. And now, the loop is breaking. What you see around you feels permanent. Walls, skin, time, identity. But quantum physics reveals something unsettling. None of it is truly solid. At the smallest measurable scale, matter dissolves into vibrating fields of energy. Atoms are over 99.99% empty space. What you call solid is actually motion patterns of probability, dancing so fast, your senses mistake them for stability. This means reality is not built from things, it is built from events. Particles don't exist in one place until they are observed. Before that moment, they exist as clouds of possibility. Not here, not there. Everywhere and nowhere at once. Let that sink in. If the chair you sitting on is mostly empty space, if your body is a pulsing waveform of energy, then what you call limitations are not structures, they are agreements. Quantum physics didn't just crack matter, it cracked the illusion of permanence. Your fears feel solid because you've observed them repeatedly. Your identity feels fixed because you keep collapsing the same version of yourself every day. But repetition is not truth. It's us habit. When awareness shifts, the pattern destabilizes. This is why sudden breakthroughs feel shocking. Nothing changed. You simply stopped observing the old configuration. Reality rearranged itself instantly to match the new observation. You are not trapped in a rigid universe. You are navigating a fluid field that responds to attention, belief, and expectation. Once you truly grasp this, struggle becomes unnecessary. You don't break walls, you stop believing they're solid. And the moment you realize reality is not fixed, you become unfixed as well. Quantum physics uncovered a truth that quietly dismantles the idea of a passive universe. Reality responds to being observed. In experiments like the double slit, particles behave as waves of possibility until they are measured. The moment observation occurs, those possibilities collapse into a single outcome. This means the universe is not merely happening around you, it is interacting with you. Observation is not just seeing with the eyes, it is attention, expectation, focus, and belief. What you consistently observe, you reinforce. What you ignore dissolves back into possibility. Most people believe life happens to them. Quantum physics suggests something far more unsettling. Life happens through them. The patterns you notice, the stories you repeat, the assumptions you carry, these act like measurements, collapsing the field into familiar results. When you expect struggle, the field organizes itself to confirm it. When you anticipate opportunity, different outcomes become available. Not because of optimism, but because observation selects probability. This is why unconscious attention becomes a trap. Watching the same fears, rehearsing the same doubts, monitoring the same limitations, these observations stabilize them into lived reality. The universe is not judging you. It is responding precisely. Change does not begin with force. It begins with awareness. The moment you observe differently, the system adjusts. New outcomes were always there, waiting in the unseen. You are not powerless in this process. You are the observer, and the observer is never neutral. Before anything becomes real, it exists as potential. Quantum physics reveals that particles do not begin as objects with fixed properties. They begin as probability waves, mathematical descriptions of what could happen, not what is happening yet. Position, speed, direction, even existence itself remain undefined until interaction occurs. Reality does not start with certainty. It starts with possibility. At the quantum level, the universe does not ask, "What is?" It asks, "What is likely given the conditions?" Only when a system is measured does one option crystallize out of many. This has profound implications for how reality unfolds in your life. What you experience as the present is not the beginning of creation. It is the result of selection. Long before an event shows up physically, it exists as a range of outcomes waiting to be resolved. The future is not empty space ahead of you. It is already populated with probabilities. This means your life is not moving toward creation. It is moving through choice points. Every moment, countless versions of next exist simultaneously. Different conversations, different decisions, different identities, different outcomes. Most of them never become visible because they are never selected, and what selects them is not chance alone. In quantum mechanics, probability is shaped by constraints, interactions, and observation. In lived reality, those constraints include belief, expectation, emotional conditioning, and self-concept. These factors don't force outcomes, but they weight the field, making some futures far more likely to collapse than others. This is why patterns repeat. If your internal state remains unchanged, you keep selecting from the same narrow band of potential. The future feels predictable, not because it is fixed, but because the selection process never varies. From the outside, it looks like fate. From the quantum view, it is default probability. What most people call manifestation is actually misnamed. Nothing is being created from nothing. Outcomes already exist as potential. What changes is which potential becomes accessible. A person who believes opportunity is scarce is not blocked from abundance by the universe. They are filtering the field in a way that makes those outcomes statistically invisible. Another person, holding a different internal configuration, moves through the same world but collapses entirely different possibilities. Same field, different selection. This is why sudden transformation feels unreal when it happens. One insight, one decision, one internal shift, and suddenly a future that felt impossible appears almost effortlessly. Nothing magical occurred. The probability distribution changed. Quantum systems behave this way constantly. When conditions shift even slightly, outcomes reorganize dramatically. A small change at the level of parameters can produce a completely different result. Your awareness is one of those parameters. When you see yourself differently, expect differently, or interpret events through a new framework, you are not pretending. You are altering the conditions under which the next moment is selected. The universe responds not to what you want, but to what you are tuned to. This is why wishing rarely works. Wishing does not change the underlying configuration. It often reinforces lack, but identity level shifts. How you see yourself, what you assume is possible, what you unconsciously expect, those changes reorganize the field. The future you want is not distant. It already exists as potential. The only question is whether your current internal state allows that potential to become real. Quantum physics does not say, you can have anything. It says something more precise and more demanding. You will experience the outcome that matches the probabilities you continually reinforce. When you understand this, you stop chasing outcomes. You start adjusting alignment. And as alignment changes, reality selects differently, automatically. Potential is infinite. Selection is precise. One of the deepest shocks quantum physics delivers is this: time is not moving the way you think it is. In everyday life, time feels like a straight line. Past behind you, present now, future ahead, one moment replacing the next. This assumption feels obvious, but at the quantum level, it completely breaks down. Many quantum equations work without time at all. Some function just as accurately whether time moves forward or backward. Others treat past, present, and future as equally real components of a single system. Physics does not insist on a flowing now. Consciousness does. From a quantum perspective, time behaves more like a dimension you move through, not a conveyor belt carrying you forward. This changes everything. If time is not strictly linear, then the past is not truly gone, and the future is not truly unreal. They exist as information states within the same field. What you experience as now is simply the point of focus. Your awareness is occupying. This is why memory is not just recall, it is reactivation. When you remember something vividly, your nervous system responds as if it is happening again. On a biological and emotional level, the past becomes present. Quantum systems behave similarly. Information does not disappear, it redistributes. The past is not locked. It is stored, and stored information can be reinterpreted, reweighted, and reintegrated. This explains why unresolved experiences continue to shape present behavior. You are not reacting to the moment, you are responding to data from another point in time that is still active within the system. From a quantum view, this is not psychological weakness. It is delayed resolution. The same applies to the future. The future is not empty space waiting to be filled. It already exists as a range of probability states. You are not moving toward it blindly. You are constantly interacting with it through expectation, anticipation, and planning. Neuroscience confirms this. The brain is a prediction machine, always modeling what comes next. Quantum physics takes this further. Some interpretations suggest future conditions can influence present behavior, a concept known as retrocausality. This does not mean the future is fixed, but it does mean information flows in more than one direction. Your sense of direction in time is shaped by awareness, not by physics. This is why moments of deep insight feel timeless, why flow states collapse hours into minutes, why trauma can freeze someone at a particular age internally. Consciousness does not experience time evenly. It jumps, stretches, loops, and pauses. You are not experiencing time itself. You are experiencing your relationship to information. When that relationship changes, time feels different. This is also why change can be instantaneous. People assume transformation requires long durations because they believe time causes change. Quantum physics suggests something else. State causes change. When a system shifts state, the result is immediate. Duration only reflects how long it takes awareness to reorganize. The moment you truly see something differently, the past version of you stops generating the future. The timeline reorganizes around the new state. It feels like growth, but it is more accurate to call it repositioning. You did not move forward. You moved sideways into a different trajectory. From this perspective, healing the past is not about reliving it endlessly. It is about updating the information it carries. When meaning changes, the past loses its grip on the present. When identity shifts, the future reshapes itself automatically. Time did not fix anything. Awareness did. Understanding that time is not linear removes the pressure of running out. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not racing toward a deadline set by the universe. You are navigating a field of moments, and attention determines which ones connect. Once you grasp this, patience replaces panic. Presence replaces urgency, and choice replaces inevitability. You are not trapped on a single timeline moving forward blindly. You are selecting your position within time itself. Quantum physics uncovered a phenomenon so strange that even Einstein rejected it at first. He called it spooky action at a distance. Today, it is known as quantum entanglement, and it quietly dissolves the idea that anything in the universe exists in isolation. When two particles become entangled, they no longer behave as independent objects. They form a single system, even when separated by vast distances. Measure one, and the other responds instantly. No signal travels between them. No time delay occurs. Distance becomes irrelevant. From the quantum perspective, separation is not fundamental. Connection is. This does not mean information is sent faster than light. It means the particles were never truly separate to begin with. Their properties were defined relationally, not individually. They exist as correlated expressions of one underlying state. This challenges the most basic assumption of everyday reality. You experience yourself as a separate entity, contained within your body, divided from others, distinct from the world around you. But quantum physics suggests that this sense of isolation may be a surface-level interpretation, not a foundational truth. At the deepest level, the universe behaves as a single, interconnected system. Entanglement shows that once systems interact, they retain a form of relationship that persists even after apparent separation. The interaction leaves an imprint. The history remains active within the system. This is not mystical language. It is observable, measurable physics. Applied beyond particles, this idea reframes how influence works. Events are not always connected through chains of cause and effect that move through space and time. Some relationships are non-local. They operate through correlation rather than transmission. This helps explain why certain encounters alter you permanently, why some experiences continue to influence you long after they have ended, why the emotional presence of others can affect your state instantly, even without words. Once systems are correlated, they do not fully disconnect. From this perspective, your internal state does not stop at your skin. It participates in a larger field of relationships, biological, social, emotional, and informational. What you experience as individuality is a localized expression of a broader network. This does not erase personal responsibility. It deepens it. If systems are entangled, then change is not isolated either. A shift in one part of the system subtly reorganizes the whole. This is why small actions can have disproportionate effects. Why tone matters. Why intention changes outcomes even when no direct force is applied. The universe is not built from separate parts interacting mechanically. It is built from relationships unfolding dynamically. Entanglement also reframes loneliness. Feeling separate does not mean you are separate. It means awareness is focused locally. The connection has not disappeared. It has simply gone unnoticed. Quantum physics does not claim that everything is connected in a vague or poetic way. It demonstrates something more precise. Under certain conditions, systems lose independent identity and must be described as one. That insight carries a quiet but radical implication. You are not navigating reality alone. You are participating in a shared field where influence does not require proximity and impact does not require force. Separation is a useful model, but it is not the deepest truth. Every day, you experience life as if you are isolated. Your body, your thoughts, your choices, your reality, all contained within a personal bubble. Quantum physics, however, challenges this deeply ingrained perception. At the fundamental level, separation does not exist. The universe is a continuous field of energy and information. Particles are not independent entities, they are excitations of a shared quantum field. Even when seemingly far apart, particles influence one another through non-local connections. Space is not a barrier, and distance is not a limitation. What appears separate is simply a localized perspective within a single system. This extends to your own existence. You are not merely a body navigating a material world. You are a node of awareness embedded within a vast interconnected field. Every thought, every emotion, every intention you generate reverberates through the system. The boundaries you perceive between self and other, mind and matter, observer and observed, are practical illusions, not fundamental truths. Recognizing this changes everything. Your impact is not limited to what you can see or touch. Your consciousness participates in a larger orchestration of reality. Actions ripple across this network in subtle, often unseen ways. A kind word, a focused intention, a shift in your perception. These are not isolated events. They are part of a dynamic interplay within the universal field. The illusion of separation also shapes how you experience limitations. Most struggles arise from perceiving yourself as disconnected, from opportunities, from support, from possibility. Once you see the interconnectedness of all things, scarcity loses its grip. Your resources expand. Solutions emerge from the field rather than from linear effort. Every shift within you affects the field, and every shift in the field can affect you. This is why collective consciousness matters, why movements of thought and intention ripple through societies, and why the awakening of one individual can catalyze profound transformations around them. When you truly grasp that separation is an illusion, you stop acting like a lone entity trying to force change in a disconnected universe. You begin to align with the flow of the whole, letting relationships, opportunities, and synchronicities unfold naturally. In this recognition, power is no longer about control or domination. It is about awareness, alignment, and participation. You are not apart from the universe. You are an active expression of it. Separation is a story we tell ourselves. Quantum physics reminds us it is not the ultimate reality. You are always part of the whole, even when you cannot see it. One of the most counterintuitive truths of quantum physics is that uncertainty is not a flaw, it is a feature of reality itself. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle shows that at the quantum level, certain pairs of properties, like position and momentum, cannot be precisely measured at the same time. The more you try to fix one, the less defined the other becomes. The universe, at its core, resists rigid certainty. This principle extends far beyond particles. It is a reflection of a deeper truth. Reality is not fully determined, and the unknown is where possibility resides. Uncertainty is not danger. It is creative potential. Without it, there would be no flexibility, no growth, no emergence. Structure emerges from uncertainty. Patterns arise from chaos, and life unfolds from what has not yet been defined. Most humans fear uncertainty. We crave predictability, routines, and control. We measure, plan, and calculate to create a sense of safety. But quantum physics challenges this instinct. The more we insist on rigid definitions, the more we limit the range of outcomes available to us. Certainty narrows the field. Uncertainty expands it. In practical terms, this means the unknown is a source of power, not weakness. Every moment you face ambiguity, every decision made without full knowledge, every leap into the invisible, these are acts of quantum alignment. The universe does not require complete understanding to deliver results. It responds to presence, intention, and observation. Consider the observer effect. Particles remain in a state of probability until measured. Until that collapse occurs, all possibilities coexist. Similarly, your life contains infinite potential paths. Holding rigid expectations collapses probability prematurely, often into outcomes that feel safe but do not reflect your highest alignment. Uncertainty is the field from which transformation emerges. It is the playground of innovation, intuition, and insight. The space between not knowing and experiencing is where quantum leaps occur. Your discomfort with ambiguity is not a flaw. It is a signal that you are on the edge of possibility. Embrace it, lean into it. Do not rush to fix every outcome, define every variable, or control every scenario. In the openness of uncertainty, the field responds in ways your limited mind cannot yet predict. True power lies not in clinging to certainty, but in moving fluidly within the unknown. By letting go of the need to control every detail, you align with the dynamic, probabilistic nature of reality. Your life begins to unfold not as a series of fixed events, but as a continuous cascade of potential collapsing in your favor. Uncertainty is not a limitation, it is the gateway to creation. The moment you stop resisting it, you step into the arena where quantum physics and consciousness converge, and where real transformation becomes inevitable. Quantum physics reveals a truth that quietly shifts how we understand influence. Energy responds to intention. At the smallest scales, particles are not inert objects. They are patterns of energy that behave differently based on observation and interaction. Experiments consistently show that subtle shifts in measurement, environment, or focus can alter the outcome of a system. Reality is not neutral. It responds to information, and intention is one of the most powerful forms of information you can generate. Most people approach life as if external conditions are fixed. They assume change requires effort, struggle, or manipulation of the physical world. But quantum insight shows that internal alignment precedes external manifestation. Your thoughts, emotions, and focus are not private. They are instructions to the field. What you consistently project through attention and expectation begins to organize the energy around you. Intention is not wishful thinking. It is not hope. It is a precise form of energy signaling, a vibration with a direction. The double-slit and quantum entanglement experiments demonstrate that even subtle interaction can influence outcomes in measurable ways. Your awareness, focus, and deliberate choices operate on a similar principle. By tuning yourself to a specific outcome, you shift the probabilities in your favor. This is why the inner state matters more than external effort. Acting from distraction, fear, or conflict tends to reinforce the existing field, collapsing probability toward familiar or undesired outcomes. Acting from clarity, focus, and alignment reconfigures the probabilities, creating conditions where the desired outcome naturally emerges. Your life is a dynamic field of energy. Every thought, every emotion, every intention contributes to its ongoing arrangement. When you intentionally focus on constructive, elevated outcomes, the field begins to respond. It is not magic, it is physics operating at the level where consciousness and matter intersect. The most profound shifts often occur quietly, without visible struggle. You are not forcing events into existence, you are activating possibilities that were always present. Energy aligns with your directive, and reality follows. Mastering intention means mastering the subtle art of focus. It means understanding that your attention is not passive, it is generative. The universe is listening, responding, and recalibrating according to the energetic instructions you provide. When you consistently practice this, life stops feeling random. Opportunities appear, synchronicities increase, and your experience begins to reflect the alignment you cultivate internally. Energy does not resist, it mirrors. It does not judge, it responds. Intention is not merely a tool for manifestation, it is a bridge connecting consciousness with the field of reality. The moment you harness it consciously, you step into a realm where thought becomes instruction, focus becomes action, and potential collapses into form according to your alignment. You are not a passive observer. You are a participant in the energetic orchestration of reality, and every clear, deliberate intention shifts the probabilities in your favor. The field is responsive. You simply need to direct it. One of the most profound discoveries in quantum physics is that possibilities collapse into reality the moment a decision or observation occurs. In the quantum world, particles exist as waves of probability, simultaneously occupying countless potential states. The moment measurement occurs or observation takes place, these probabilities reduce to a single definite outcome. This is called wave function collapse. Applied to human experience, this principle reveals a startling truth. Decisions are not gradual, and change is not delayed. The instant your awareness aligns with a choice, the probabilities around you respond immediately. Reality begins to reorganize itself according to the focus, intention, and energy you project. There is no waiting for perfect conditions or external validation. The collapse is instantaneous. Most people assume transformation is a linear process. We believe that effort accumulates over time, that habits take weeks to manifest results, that change arrives slowly. Quantum physics suggests something different. Once a state is fully observed or consciously chosen, the outcome is already being drawn into existence. The time it takes to manifest physically is only the field adjusting to accommodate the new configuration. This is why sudden breakthroughs, revelations, and life-altering shifts can feel so shocking. It is not luck or coincidence, it is the natural consequence of a collapse in probability. When your focus, intention, and clarity align, the impossible suddenly becomes inevitable. The key is awareness. Half-hearted decisions, conflicted intentions, or wavering attention scatter probabilities rather than collapsing them. Clarity of mind and certainty of focus act like a signal, instructing the field which potential to realize. The universe is responsive, but it requires coherence from the observer. Collapse does not happen only on a global scale. Every moment, tiny collapses occur. Every choice, every shift in thought, every moment of conscious focus contributes to the ongoing formation of your reality. Even the smallest acts of intention ripple through the field instantly, influencing outcomes in ways you cannot yet measure. Understanding this principle transforms the way you approach life. You are not passively waiting for circumstances to change. You are an active agent in collapsing probabilities, shaping the unfolding of events through conscious observation and decisive alignment. Once you grasp this, procrastination, doubt, and indecision lose their power. They delay not just action, but the collapse of potential into form. Clear intention, aligned observation, and decisive choice trigger instantaneous transformation. The field responds immediately, even before the physical manifestation becomes visible. Collapse happens in the blink of an eye. The moment you choose consciously, reality listens and rearranges itself to match your alignment. You are not at the mercy of time or circumstance. You are the observer, the chooser, the catalyst. And in the quantum dance of possibilities, your clarity is the signal that makes everything real. Quantum physics challenges one of the most deeply held assumptions about reality, that consciousness emerges from matter. Instead, many interpretations suggest the reverse. Consciousness is fundamental, and matter arises from it. The universe, at its core, may not be a collection of objects obeying mechanical laws. It may be a vast, interactive field of awareness in which matter, energy, and time are secondary expressions. Experiments in quantum mechanics repeatedly highlight the role of observation. Particles exist in superposition, multiple potential states, until an observer interacts with them. The act of conscious measurement is not passive, it determines the outcome. This implies that consciousness is not merely a byproduct of physical processes, but a primary agent shaping reality itself. This insight has profound implications for your life. If consciousness is fundamental, then the world is not happening to you. The universe is responding to you. Your thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions are not internal commentary, they are active instruments of creation. Every observation, every focus of attention, every emotional resonance acts like a tuning fork, selecting which probabilities collapse into your lived reality. Most people assume their identity and circumstances are fixed. They look at life as a mechanical chain of cause and effect. Quantum physics suggests something radically different. The mind is not an observer in a pre-existing world. It is the generator of the world you experience. Reality emerges as a reflection of the consciousness interacting with it. This principle also reframes personal responsibility. You are not powerless in a deterministic system. Your awareness is the lever by which the universe organizes itself. Shift your perception, adjust your intention, or expand your awareness, and the field reorganizes. The material world becomes a mirror of your inner state. It also explains why spiritual traditions have long emphasized consciousness as primary. Modern science may now be confirming what mystics have known for centuries. Awakening your awareness, cultivating clarity and observing with intention is not abstract. It is literally the mechanism by which reality forms. Every thought, every emotion, every subtle attention pattern is not trivial. It participates in the ongoing construction of experience. You are not merely a passenger navigating a pre-built reality. You are a co-creator in the quantum fabric of existence. Understanding this fundamentally alters the way you relate to life. Circumstances are not immutable. Obstacles are not walls. Life is a responsive system, and your consciousness is the interface. You do not need to force change externally. You need to align awareness internally. When consciousness is recognized as primary, every decision, every moment of focused attention, every shift in perception becomes profound. You are not observing reality, you are actively generating it. The universe is not outside you. It is responding to you. Consciousness is not a passenger. It is the driver. Your reality is the reflection of the awareness you bring to the field. Quantum physics repeatedly shows that the smallest change at the fundamental level can produce enormous effects. This is not metaphor, it is observable reality. Particles can tunnel through barriers that should be impossible to cross. Tiny fluctuations in energy can trigger cascades that alter entire systems. At the quantum level, small shifts have outsized consequences. Applied to your life, this principle is transformational. Many people assume that change requires monumental effort, dramatic overhauls, or heroic struggle. Quantum physics suggests the opposite. Subtle, precise adjustments in perception, intention, or focus can trigger large-scale transformations. What seems minor on the surface may reorganize entire patterns beneath it. Your habits, beliefs, and emotional states function like a quantum system. Small shifts, choosing a new thought, responding differently to a situation, observing reality with fresh attention, can collapse probabilities in a radically new direction. Often the outcomes of these shifts appear disproportionate to the effort invested. The universe is sensitive to alignment, not force. This is why breakthroughs often feel sudden. You do not push the world into a new configuration. You nudge yourself internally, and the field reorganizes. A slight change in your mental or emotional state, repeated consistently, produces ripples that propagate outward into your circumstances. The tiniest recalibration can initiate a cascade of change, transforming reality faster than any direct action could. Quantum tunneling illustrates this beautifully. A particle leaps past a barrier it seemingly cannot overcome. In life, your aligned attention functions as that tunnel. When your focus resonates with a possibility rather than a limitation, it allows outcomes to appear that would have seemed impossible before. No force, no struggle, just precise, internal alignment. Small shifts also reduce resistance. The universe does not meet struggle with ease. It meets coherence with flow. When you focus on subtle, intentional adjustments rather than brute effort, you work with the field rather than against it. The system itself assists in amplifying the impact of your change. This principle applies across all dimensions of your life: relationships, creativity, career, health, and personal growth. Respond to tiny, deliberate recalibrations. Alignment precedes manifestation. Your smallest conscious choices create far-reaching effects. Understanding this rewires your approach to transformation. You stop believing that massive effort is required. You stop forcing results. Instead, you learn to cultivate precision, awareness, and alignment, allowing the field to collapse probabilities in your favor. In quantum reality, small shifts are not trivial. They are the lever of creation, capable of moving mountains while requiring minimal effort. The tiniest adjustment, made with clarity and intention, can produce profound, systemic, and permanent change. You are not waiting for circumstances to improve. You are already making quantum shifts. And in the fabric of reality, the smallest tweak can produce infinite consequences. Quantum physics leaves no room for the idea that reality is independent of perception. The deepest insight from decades of experiments is this: awareness is not optional. It is the key variable in the unfolding of reality. Particles exist as possibilities until observed. Systems remain in superposition until attention collapses probabilities into a singular outcome. Awareness is the mechanism by which potential becomes actual. This has profound implications for your life. Most people treat awareness as passive, a simple noticing of events. Quantum physics suggests something far more radical. Awareness actively shapes reality. Every thought, every focus, every observation is a decision point in the field of potential. By being conscious, you are not merely witnessing life, you are directing it. Awareness is the ultimate upgrade because it expands your access to possibilities. Where unconscious patterns repeat familiar outcomes, conscious attention unlocks probabilities that were previously invisible. When you observe with clarity, you allow outcomes that were dormant in the quantum field to collapse in your favor. The difference between automatic, habitual living and intentional, empowered living is the presence of awareness. This principle also reframes personal transformation. Effort, willpower, and external strategies are secondary. They operate within the probabilities already selected by attention. True change begins internally through heightened observation, deliberate focus, and expanded awareness. As awareness grows, the system around you begins to reorganize. Outcomes that once seemed improbable or impossible suddenly appear as natural consequences of your perception. Awareness is also iterative. Every moment of conscious attention strengthens your capacity to navigate the field of potential. The more precise and persistent your awareness, the more consistently reality aligns with your higher state. This is why meditation, reflection, and deliberate observation are not optional spiritual practices. They are tools for recalibrating the quantum field. Finally, awareness connects you to the collective field. Quantum entanglement and non-locality suggest that observation is not isolated. Your heightened presence affects the systems around you, amplifying your impact far beyond the self. The upgrade is both personal and universal. The more aware you become, the more the world responds in kind. In practical terms, this means nothing in your life is fixed. Circumstances, relationships, and outcomes are all responsive to the observer. When you upgrade your awareness, you are not chasing goals. You are aligning with probabilities that already exist, unlocking realities that were always waiting to be observed. Awareness is the ultimate upgrade because it transforms you from a passive participant into a conscious creator. Every moment you invest in expanding observation, clarity, and focus, you are upgrading the way reality collapses around you. In the quantum universe, the observer is the creator, and awareness is the tool that shapes the infinite possibilities into the life you are meant to experience. You are not at the mercy of circumstance. You are not limited by past patterns. You are the observer, And the moment your awareness expands, reality itself upgrades in response. Now you know the truth. Reality is not fixed, time is not linear, and consciousness is the ultimate force shaping everything. The universe is not happening to you, it is responding to you. Every thought, every focus, every moment of awareness is collapsing infinite possibilities into the reality you live. You are no longer a passive observer. You are a quantum participant. Every decision, every intention, every subtle shift ripples through the field, transforming not only your life, but the world around you. Do not let this moment fade into the ordinary. Anchor this awareness. Align your perception, and take action from a place of power and clarity. Comment the moment has arrived to seal your intention into the field. Subscribe, stay tuned, and prepare, because this is only the beginning. The next transmission will reveal how to consciously jump timelines and collapse reality in your favor. Remember, the universe is watching, and your awareness is the signal. Step forward. Observe. Collapse possibilities. Your quantum upgrade begins now.